The ambassador will like this one, starting at 555. Anyway, the title of it is The Least Complicated Solution. Like it or not, the cabal's lies have been dominant in human consciousness. Of course, the reality and intent of creation, so I believe, is embedded at the core of our very existence, despite our experience to the contrary. The dynamic taking place on earth, as I see it, is to return creation to its original intent, which is wholeness based on truth. Getting from where we are consciously to where we need to go practically is the dilemma we face. Of course, the least complicated solution would be to take all the good people out of here, which is what some believe will happen. I no longer buy into that rapture theory. What lesson would it teach us? That escape is a solution? I don't think so. Yeah, you could take all the good people out or all the bad people out, and it doesn't really teach much of a lesson. Although the so-called bad people that keep holding uh, the cabal in place and all of the disorder of a system based on lies and things that just simply are uh, damaging to the human psyche and imprisoning of the human spirit to some degree, to a great degree actually. Uh, that might seem like a solution, and it would certainly help the rest of the people that have been imprisoned in their minds uh, adjust and hopefully get back to their center and get back to the basis of where we are. We're children of the living God, and we're created in God's image. This I believe, and I've believed all my life since I was a boy. That has never changed. That we have a divine destiny, despite the morass of our human experience and the imprisonment that we have found our minds and our bodies involved in. And I want the simple solution too. But the simple solution doesn't always come the way we want it. Not for me, not for very many of us. Uh, to me, the simple solution for a lot of the problems that I've had is more money. Is that really a solution? Uh, I think probably it isn't. But I've thought it was for a long time, that the problem was lack of money, lack of financial resources to do what I needed to do or wanted to do or had to do, whatever. Uh, I don't really lack for anything right at this particular moment. I'm not in abundance, that's for sure, but my basic needs are met. I'm able to eat every day. I have a roof over my head. I'm able to go from one place to another in my car, which has served me faithfully all these years. So it's a 2001, so it's 14 years old, and it has served me faithfully. And I've been able to live in this house that was provided for me for over 10 years now, even though there's been a shadow cast over it by the bank claiming that they own it, even though there was never a mortgage on it. And there's all sorts of corruption, but I'm still here. Uh, and so we look for solutions when we see all these problems that we face as individuals and that mankind faces. I mean, many a big percentage of the human population doesn't have enough food to eat, doesn't have a clean place to sleep, uh, doesn't have really good drinking water. There's a whole lot of lack in a world of abundance. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's that way because a handful of people, relatively speaking, have decided that they're the boss, they're in charge. Call it the cabal, call it whatever you want to call it, but it's evil. And to just simply for the good people to escape out of here, what are we going to do? Leave the bad people behind? And it's not really that they're bad people. It's that they've been trained poorly. It's that they've not been told the truth. You know, I can't cast blame on most of the human population, with the exception of a very, very small percentage of people who have run the cabal, who have operated the system, as it were. These are people from Europe mostly, and the United States mostly. These are people from Rome, from the Vatican, that have really gone astray and have really pushed things to the limits, and they continue to do that. The least complicated solution would be to just take us out of here, get me out of here. If I wanted to just get out of here, I could have died earlier this year. They were giving me up for dead. If I had not answered the questions that said that I wanted to live, they would not have done the operation on me. I didn't know that, of course, at the time. I figured I went there for the operation, but I went there, first of all, to be interrogated as to what my purpose was and to what my thoughts were on my own life. And I'm not finished yet. That's why I go to the gym every day. That's why I continue to do these videos every day, because I want to see a solution that works for all of humanity. I want to see us rise up to the calling that God placed on my life, which I believe He placed on all of our lives, to remember who we are, to come home to the truth that we are divine beings having human experiences. And what we do with those human experiences is going to be determined by far and large by how much God keeps His promises and how much who does God support? Does He support the cabal that wanted to keep the evil, malicious system in place because it's been beneficial to them? Or does God support the people that want to make the positive changes, that want the world to be based on love? What a concept. Based on loving our neighbor as ourselves, which of course begins with loving ourselves. How do we do that when we've been beaten down and most of us forgot who we were over the course of this lifetime and previous lifetimes as well? This is the dilemma that I see in the world, and we want a solution. I want a solution, and I want it to happen in my lifetime. Now, is that God's timing? I believe it is, because I've had that calling, if you will, all of my life. That's why I pulled out of the situation that I was in earlier this year, health-wise. That's why I'm able to breathe. It's why I go to the gym every day. It's why I fight for my life, to maintain my strength, to maintain my vitality as much as I possibly can. I do this because I believe there's a purpose. I do this because I believe I'm on a mission. And I don't look for the least complicated solution. I look for the solution that redeems the people of God. And we're all the children of God if we would remember and realize that. So anyway, I wrap up this message that started at 555 because I do hope that, as the ambassador always says, 555 overcomes 666. Do I know how that's going to happen? Do I know all the role players that are going to be involved? No, I don't. I do the best I can, the same as each of us have to do. But I do thank you for listening, and I thank you for continuing to listen and sharing the videos that hopefully make us think and hopefully offer us a little bit of hope. Thank you, and namaste.